What's going on YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Nightwing, issue number 93. This one's written by Tom Taylor with art by Bruno Redondo. And this one, once again, continues the adventures of Nightwing with Barbara Gordon in there, dealing with corruption in Blüdhaven, Blockbuster, a little bit of the villain Heartless. And yeah, so that's the story in a nutshell. I'll go ahead and quickly summarize it and get to my pros and cons of the issue. First pro, of course, is the Bruno Redondo art. I have nothing negative to say. Like, I think the art is very nice and the colors and everything. It's all warm, lighthearted stuff. As the issue opens up, we see the villain Heartless. You know, I've kind of complained a little bit about like story progression in the Nightwing book, how it's taking so long and it has yet to really finish any plot lines. And if you're expecting anything to be wrapped up here, you're going to be disappointed because it's once again taking its slow, sweet ass time to kind of get to the point for a lot of stuff. But there is some development for sure in this thing, and then some revelations. But there's also a bit of like a complaint I have with things being a little bit too easy, I think, because I've noticed this with a lot of the Nightwing story arcs is like, or like some of the challenges that he's had to face, everything is wrapped up so conveniently and so easy. It doesn't feel like there's any real challenge. It's like when you level up your character in a video game and then you take that leveled up character and you go back to like level 1 and you just like defeat every like enemy and obstacle with complete ease. That's kind of like what I see this book kind of being. But like I said, there's some great artwork here. Dick Grayson tries to clean up like his little safe haven that he made for the homeless people, and some corrupt cops kind of go after him. He kind of escapes, and then like, because all the vandalism and that, the cops are using this as a means to arrest a bunch of the kids and all that, because, you know, Blockbuster has sway over the city. He also yeeted Heartless out of a building, and he somehow survived. So there's that going on here. Babs kind of lets slip that, hey, I've already got all this information. At one point, Dick lets it slip that he's loves Barbara. In fact, you kind of get this reaction here. He's like, you're incredible, I love you. And then they both kind of have that like facial expression right there, which I'm like, wasn't this already kind of established that they love each other in like previous issues and continuities and stuff? I don't exactly know. So like, this isn't really a big revelation to me, I think, or to really anybody else that he loves her. I mean, it's pretty apparent, but I guess this is the first time he's really kind of saying it. And yeah, so there's that. They are slowly building these two up a little bit more, because obviously they're together now in the Nightwing book, and you see them show up in the Batgirls thing as well. We're getting close to issue 100, and I think myself and a lot of people have predicted that they're probably going to end up getting married, which should be a very interesting response from DC communities and stuff. So that'll be interesting. I know people are really for it, and then you have other shippers who are very against it, and so on and so forth. But that's just comic book Twitter in a nutshell, and just kind of other places. But anyways, like I was saying earlier, there's a little bit of too much convenience, I think. So you face off against these corrupt cops who are just like, you're going to have to accept you're not in control. But then very easily, Babs is able to kind of showcase the video of them with their corruption and all that. And like I said, it's a little bit too easy with a lot of these storylines, how they're easily wrapped up. Like, when you think about it, like every situation he's been put on, there's either a ton of allies that he's got to kind of bail him out, or this situation where it's like, oh, we got it. It's like, I'm waiting for the real challenge that like Nightwing has to go through. But like I said, this book's been very light, very fluffy, and if you're into something like that, I think this is definitely going to be your more cup of tea. And I've enjoyed that aspect of Nightwing. It felt refreshing at first when like Taylor's run began, because we were so stuck with that mean-spirited kind of like nasty Dick Grayson arc. But now that we've been going on for a few months, I'm like, can we up the stakes a little bit? Can we make it a little bit more challenging or something like that? That's just kind of where I'm at. But anyways, we also find out a revelation about Heartless. He's kind of part machine as well, with his heart, I guess. Like, that's why he's stealing the hearts, is because they're like extra lives, I suppose. So like, that's kind of an interesting revelation with the character. Like, he's more machine now, the man, I guess. I still don't know his identity or anything entirely like that. He wanted to like take over Blüdhaven by buying it, I suppose, but like Blockbuster's like, that's just not gonna happen, dude. And so he just yeets him out of a window. So I like that aspect of it. I always enjoy when villains kind of go toe to toe with each other in some capacity. It's always more fun. It's like, it's something you don't often see, like villain versus villain. Like who do you root for? Who do you root against? Like, because either way, like, if one of them loses, you're still kind of like winning. Like, there's like, it's something fresher, I think. Like, it's something I'm not always used to seeing. But like when you can get villain versus villain, I think that's always a little bit more fun than just playing hero versus villain or hero versus hero. So like as long as one of them's losing, you're still winning, but like it's still like just seeing them kind of go toe to toe. So that was kind of neat and interesting. Not much else. Like I said, plot progression is still very slow with this book. We still haven't fully explored what's going on with his sister. I mean, we're kind of like dealing with like the corruption. I'm like, okay, like everything's just so like neatly like wrapped up in a nice big bow, with just how he's been so easily able to kind of take down the corruption in his city with all his money and then all his allies and like the superheroes that are there. Like, oh, well, all the assassins of the world. Well, let's wrap that up. Can't do that. What about this thing? Oh, all taken care of. Nice big bow. Superman's crossover. Oh, nicely done and taken care of. And then this thing taken care of here. So he's very easily like taking all the corruption in Blüdhaven. I get, you know, him and Babs are both very smart and very capable. And like this is just a little bit too easy for them. I feel like they should have a little bit more of a challenge, because like this has just gotten to the point where it's like every single thing that's thrown at them, they just kind of take out with ease. And so I'm wondering, like, when is the real challenge going to kind of get here? Like I said, story progression is still very slow. We at least got something with Heartless. Come to find that he's part machine, and then the reason he's taking all the hearts, they're almost kind of like extra lives in a way. And Dick tells Babs that he loves her. Like, it's like he kind of lets it slip, but he still definitely means it. So we're going to see that build up. I'm predicting it right now. I've kind of been saying it, I think, for a while, that they're going to probably inevitably get married or something like that, which will hopefully not be like the Batman Catwoman situation in Batman 50, where it's like they're finally getting married. Oh, nope, it ended up nowhere. And then to the point where it just like it made you just kind of absolutely like hate the relationship for that book. I'm hoping this one doesn't do that. So honestly, at this point, I'm like, yeah, let them get married. Do something a little bit different. I mean, these characters have been around for so long at this point. I think they've been married in Elseworld stuff before. Don't like, you know, wuss out on it. Actually follow through with it. And I think it'll work out. I think it definitely will. But anyways, thoughts are a little bit all over the place. I think this issue is fine. There's some enjoyable stuff to be had here. Like I said, the artwork's pretty good. Downsides for me, story progression is still very, very, very slow. I wish we could kind of focus on kind of getting that wrapped up, but like I said, there's so many other like plot lines kind of going on that like, but like they're still like very slow to kind of deal with that. And the stakes are so low, and just everything's just so convenient and just very easy for these characters at this point. Like there's no real challenge. It just is like, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously like superheroes ultimately come out on top, but like compared to other books, it's like it doesn't really feel like they're going through much of a struggle, which, you know, like I said, maybe a little bit more refreshing compared to other titles. But I enjoy a good like slice of life, a little bit of fluff stuff to kind of be had, and it's nice to see it's not like hell 24/7, but maybe just, you know, at this point we can start upping the stakes a little bit. That's kind of where I'm at with this particular storyline. So yeah, hopefully the next issue like kind of picks up the pace a little bit, and we can get some regression on that. And also like Dick Grayson's long lost sister, which is a plot element that they brought up, and then we haven't really like done much to really explore it or flesh that relationship out at all, and just figure out if she's really lying or just BSing or anything like that. It just feels a little bit too easy per se. So anyways, if you read Nightwing issue number 93, let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications. Also, do you think they're going to get married at issue 100? Or is that something you think they do? Because like issue 100 has to be a big issue. We're getting close to it. It'll be out sometime next year. But I think, like I said, I think they're finally going to get, you know, hitched at issue 100. I think it's probably the best thing you could do to kind of sell that issue. Like, this is issue 100 of Nightwing. How are we going to sell it? You put a wedding in there. I think that's the way to do it. I think it's time. And then we can finally, like, have the characters kind of settled down a little bit. You can have Babs officially, like, retire from being Batgirl per se, have her stick to just being Oracle at this point. We already have the two other Batgirls. We don't need her as Batgirl anymore, even though I'm somebody who loves Barbara Gordon as Batgirl. She's still my favorite, but I think now that you got the other two, like with Steph and Cass, and granted she has taken more of a backseat Oracle type role, but just kind of like, you know, cement that. Let these two finally get married. No more like will they, won't they nonsense. Just, you know, stick to something. Stick the landing already. So that's kind of where I'm at. But like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. All right, well, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.